Good morning. You're very welcome to the Student Enterprise Awards for County Cavan. And as we go around the room, you're going to meet all the students. You're going to see all the entries this morning. And of course, the awards, which you're all waiting for. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. And please use the chat function to give a shout out to your school and to your teams and your colleges. So I have great pleasure to welcome in Councillor John Feely, Chairperson of the Economic and Enterprise Strategic Policy Committee in Cavan County Council, to open this morning's event.
Díobh, fáilte romh go léir, ag dámhachtanaí funtriachta na Vic Lane. You're all very welcome to the Student Enterprise Awards 2022. Unfortunately, we're online again this year, but hopefully we're near the end of online awards and meetings, and we're able to do all of these things in person in the future. I want to say a big congratulations to all 437 students who have participated this year. Representing your 10 schools, working with the 15 teachers who have helped you develop the 51 projects that are being judged here today. From those, projects will go forward to represent County Cavan regionally and hopefully nationally. I want to thank the judges, I want to thank the coordinators, and most importantly, I want to thank Marcella Rudden and her team in the Enterprise Office. The Leo, as part of Cavan County Council, does a huge amount of work to help business and enterprise in our county. I want to thank them for that, and hopefully your experience of the Enterprise Awards will give you the courage in the years to come to knock on their door and look for help as you set up your business to give employment for yourself and hopefully many others in our county. Thank you very much for all of your work as part of the Enterprise Awards. Thank you to everyone who has helped you get here today. And most importantly, best wishes for the future. Gura míle maith agah.
Thank you, Councillor John Paul. And he mentioned there the local enterprise office, and I have great pleasure to welcome in Marcella Rudden, who is the head of enterprise in the local enterprise office in Cavan. Good morning, Marcella. How are you?
Good morning, Noel. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'd say you must be wrecked, though, after a very busy week, which was Local Enterprise Week last week.
Yes, we recovered from Local Enterprise Week, and a great week we had. And of course, normally this event would be in the middle of Local Enterprise Week, and hopefully next year it will be in person. Normally we'd have a big event in the Sleeve Russell Hotel. So it's the first time we've had it outside of Local Enterprise Week. But delighted to be here, and you were still standing, Noel.
Still standing, absolutely. And Councillor John Paul mentioned there that the role of the local enterprise office and some of these students that, the quality, we'll talk about this shortly, but the quality of the entries, it shocks us every single year just how good they are. If some of them wanted to maybe take that idea into the future, this is where the local enterprise office can help, isn't it?
Yes, of course, and the standard really is great and improves year on year, and it just goes to show the commitment, I suppose, of all the students and the schools to the Enterprise Awards program. And it is a program, even though we keep calling it an awards, it really is a program. So it starts in September and it follows right through until we're here today, and hopefully whoever the winners today going on to the national finals. So it's a support program. It's about looking at entrepreneurship. It's about thinking about what it's like to run a business. So we're hoping students get a taster note of what it's like, and they might not do it when they finish school. They may wait and go to college and live life and do other things, but they may come back to it at some point. But we hope that we plant that seed of interest in maybe running their own business at some point in their lifetime. And I think that's really important, just to get that knowledge. And the Leo is always there to support people whenever they take that step as to setting themselves up in business.
And our guest speaker today is Eva O'Brien, Food Cloud, and we'll hear where that little spark came from her and our colleague Zult when they formed Food Cloud. But that's where we're seeing is those little sparks being formed with the students in the schools, and we're seeing the results of that today. The quality has been superb. It really has, hasn't it?
Oh, it really is. And I think too, the teachers do a fantastic job of working with all of the students, and the commitment the students have as well, because this is in addition to all their other work and many other things that they're doing throughout the school year. And it was difficult as well, considering a lot was still virtual, and a lot of the students had a lot of challenges still last year with with the pandemic and restrictions. But it goes to show how, I suppose, aware the students are of kind of needs that are out there, be it with consumers or society or within the economy, and what can result from that. And the dedication, I think, is really to be commended. And the schools in particular, that actually support them through all of that, and their parents, of course, and friends that do it as well. So, and I think you mentioned Food Cloud there, and we're just absolutely thrilled to have Evie O'Brien with us here today. I mean, when you think that was, a societal demand, a societal need there, and that a digital solution essentially is meeting that need, and the rapid scale at which that's growing is just fantastic. And we're so looking forward to hearing Evie today talk about that. A wonderful company.
Yeah, she's in the green room. We'll be seeing her shortly. And you mentioned there about the parents and the teachers. So a quick shout out to all those are watching. If you want to shout out your team, your school, say thank you to your parents, thank you to your teachers, please do that on the two platforms. We're on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and you can use the chat function there. Marcella, I'm sure there's a couple of people that you want to thank because, and we'll probably see Fionnuala and Francis now in a second. They're also in the green room. I'll bring them on shortly. But they've been working really hard coordinating this, haven't they?
Yes, of course, events like these, be it virtual or in person, don't happen without a lot of people doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes. And I have to thank Francis and Fionnuala and Colm, who've been coordinating and managing the process and the programme and bringing it all together to today, Noel. And I thank them very much for their professionalism and their commitment to it, particularly through trying circumstances with restrictions in terms of getting into the schools. I also want to thank the judging panel, who had an extremely difficult task, Bernadette Farrell, Vincent Reynolds, and Jerry Collins, who spent a long time going through the applications and the projects. And thank you very much for them for doing that. And last but certainly not least, and she's not in the green room today, but I know she's watching in, and that's to Ruth Murdy here in our office. Ruth has been working on the Student Enterprise Programme for many, many years along with myself, and she does a huge amount of work behind the scenes. So I want to give a special thank you to Ruth.
Yeah, and well deserved. We'll bring them in. I'm going to bring Francis and Fionnuala in just to say hi, and you can thank them in person. Hello, Francis, and hello, Fionnuala. How are you?
Hello.
It hardly feels like a year since.
Very good, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Oh, it's great to have you. And actually, Francis, you have a busy job today. I think you have a pile of envelopes there beside you, haven't you?
I do indeed, Noel. Yeah, I'm keeping them, holding them back for a little bit, but I have them here. Yeah, we have the winners.
Well, I know the students are dying to see it, but let's give them a quick shout out because we've had a bumper entry for Cavan this year. So here they are. Let's have a quick look. So we have Cavan Student Enterprise Programme 2022. We have Breffni College, we have Coláiste Dunaree, we have Loreto College, Royal School, St. Brinson's College, St. Clair's College, St. Mogue's College, St. Patrick's College, Virginia College, and Baileyborough Community School. So, representing St. Clair's Ballyjames Duff, we have Jake's Family Trees, Joy Box, Killian's Campaign, RLK Embroidery, TCC Plaques, and a Crafty Christmas, Sulla's A Crafty Christmas. Baileyborough Community School, we have CFL hampers, BCS kit bags, TY bobble hats, and Thea rings. And if the tech works, we might just have Baileyborough. There they are, live in. So well done, guys. Best of luck today. We have Virginia College, Cavan Arts Design, DC Medal Boards, Virginia College Wind Cheaters, Little Gifts, and Desi's Coasters. St. Mogue's Bon Boy, we have Beads You Need, Deco Designs, Jersey King, and KAK Designs. And I think we have the live feeds there. Yeah, give it a shout out there, guys. Come on, the Mogues. There you are. Come on, St. Mogue's. Absolutely, that's brilliant. Coláiste Dunaree, we have Fab Jewellery, Queen Jewels, Loreto College in Cavan. We have BB Bunting, Lend a Hand, Happy Hurls, To You From Me, and One Stitch in Time. And I think we might have these guys as well. There we are. Go on, Loreto. That cheer wasn't loud enough. Go on, go again. There we go. Absolutely. So best of luck today. St. Patrick's College in Cavan. We've got Advent Christmas cards, decorations for celebrations, and St. Pat's Care Packaging. St. Brinson's Belturbet, Just in Case, The Pencil Holder, Waffle Me, Regal Fish, and Green Room. Breffni College in Cavan, CCK, Crystal Creations, Infinite Collage, Simply Sweets, and Twinkle. And Royal School in Cavan, we have BEAS Keys, Be Natural, Easy Cakes, Soul Fragrance, a huge entry from Royal School Cavan, Fidget Cube, Just Jewels, Zodiac Maniac, Sweet Bakery, A to Z Creations, Crafting Quilliga, and Ego. Oh, I'd have to take a breath. There's huge entry this year. Now, it is one thing to actually see all the names up there, but I think Marcella, Finola and Francis, we really have to have a look at some of the entries. So here is a montage of all the entries for this year. I was breathless after calling out all those. Marcella, Francis, Finola, we've been blown away this year again, haven't we? They have been just superb.
Yeah, fantastic. Brilliant entries, and quality of all the entries is very, very high as well. So we're delighted with that.
Yeah. So, Francis, I'm going to ask you to take a break and pop back into the green room with our Finola and Marcella, but you're going to come back later on. And those very important envelopes, we're going to be using those.
You will indeed. Okay, no problem. Thank you.
We'll see you shortly. Now, I have great pleasure, and we mentioned earlier on, to welcome in our guest speaker today, and it's Evan O'Brien, co-founder of Food Cloud. Now, what is Food Cloud, you might say? Well, here's a quick introduction.
We started Food Cloud because we realised within a community there can be a business that's throwing away perfectly good food and at the same time a charity that's struggling to feed those in need. We saw a huge opportunity to connect businesses that have this perfectly good food with charities that can really benefit from it. Food waste can happen for a lot of different reasons across the food supply chain, and that actually makes it quite a complex problem to solve. So what we try and do is make it as easy as possible for businesses to find ways to take this food and make sure that it actually feeds people by donating it through one of our 2 solutions. The first solution uses technology to connect supermarkets directly to local charities. This allows the supermarket to very quickly upload details of any surplus food they have left at the end of the day that's good to eat, and then let a local charity know that this food is available for collection. Our second solution uses our 3 warehouses that are located in Dublin, Cork and Galway to rescue larger quantities of surplus food. We can then store and distribute this food out to our network of charities in more manageable quantities.
With our partners, we are looking to engage the food industry wider. That's really important for us to look further down the supply chain, in particular looking beyond manufacturing and beyond basic suppliers and really getting into producers as well. The best way for us to do that is work with not only our existing partners and industry experts, but new partners to walk each supply chain and really find out where the surplus is and how best to get it to the end user.
It's incredible to think something that started off as an idea in a few years has grown to have such a great impact in so many communities.
Our relationship with Food Cloud is brilliant. It's like Christmas every day. You don't know what you're going to get and what you're going to do when it comes to food. And if you're passionate about cooking, it's great.
Food redistribution is a win-win solution. It's a business-friendly, environmentally sensitive, socially responsible alternative to wasting food.
Evine, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining. It's a fantastic introduction. The video really does tell the story. But how are you?
Good. Hi, Noel. How are you? And delighted to be here today and to see some of the excellent projects that you're about to judge as well.
There are some fantastic entries this year. But I mean, I'd say the hairs go back on the back of your neck there when you watch that video. It's been one hell of a journey for yourself, Yuzult, and all the team at Food Cloud, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I suppose for all the students listening today, our company started off as an idea very similar to what you're all working on. We were in university and we met through an organization within college that was looking at social entrepreneurship, which is businesses set up primarily to have a social impact, but also to make sure that they are financially sustainable as well. So I suppose our start is very similar to what a lot of the students have worked on over the last couple of months for this program as well.
So bringing you back to that, not that long ago, but transition year, leaving cert year, where did the spark? So you went on to study law and accounting, wasn't that was the college path after
Yeah. Yeah, so I went to UL, Limerick, University of Limerick, and studied law and accounting, and then initially went on to work in finance in London, and worked in that for a couple of years, and got really interested in environmental sustainability and was always interested in food. So after a couple of years working in banking, I came back to Dublin to do a master's. So I suppose for all the students out there, you don't have to know exactly what you want to do in college, because I don't think working in banking and having a social enterprise necessarily is like a linear career path. But so when I was in London, I saw lots of stuff happening around food sharing initiatives in London. And when I got back to Dublin to do the master's, I thought, great, I'll have more time now and I'll volunteer with something that's going on here in Dublin. But there was actually very little happening compared to what I had seen in London. So that was the spark in terms of trying to set up something. Originally, it was trying to support other organizations that might be doing it. But when I saw that there was nothing really happening, that's when the idea came to try and do something about it rather than complain about it. And I met Iselt and another group of students during that master's year, and we decided to start looking at this. And I suppose we were unashamedly looking at what was working internationally and seeing what wasn't in Ireland. And so, we weren't reinventing the wheel, really. We were just looking at what was working internationally and trying to see if we could bring it to Ireland.
Yeah, and so Yuzult and yourself, this is 2012, I think you were in college back then, and the idea came. What was the first steps for it? Because that's always that you have this idea, and you're saying, will this work? You have a passion for environmental science. You're looking at food waste. What was the first step to the formation of Food Cloud?
Yeah, so the first step was that kind of research, what was happening internationally, and then we came across or stumbled across the idea that, like, within one community, food companies had surplus, and charity groups were looking for food for after schools clubs, breakfast clubs, whatever it was. And we really then said, okay, that's really interesting, because you're bringing together people who probably know each other very well already and just actually connecting them. So our first step was to get on Twitter and to get in touch with a couple of small farmers markets. So our first ever donation was on the June bank holiday in 2012, and it was from a small farmers market in Glasnevin in Dublin, and we literally got a taxi, picked up the food and dropped it off to a youth service centre. And I suppose that was one Saturday on a bank holiday in 2012, and we thought, if that food is going to waste, and it was excellent quality, really delicious food, if that's what's going to waste from a small farmer's market on one Saturday night, what is happening in communities across the country? So that was our very first step, and we were delighted with ourselves that we managed to do that. We said, okay, we need legal agreements, because everyone was telling us, oh, you can't do that now because somebody will get food poisoning, and then it won't work out. So we got a lot of people saying, no, we tried it before and it never worked, and all of this. So we used that very small first step to develop basic contracts and things like that. And while we were delighted with ourselves, we realized that to scale this, you would need technology. Because you weren't going to be able to manage it and get taxis to every food company across Dublin and go around like that. So we saw that there was a company in Chicago doing something similar. So we literally got in touch with them, and they were really gracious and shared how they used their technology and they actually offered us to try it out in Dublin. So that was just again, it was a bit of a stroke of luck. And I think our big break came then the following year. We had one or two failed attempts. So we got the technology in place, and our first donation was from Casey Peaches in Dublin, if you know it. It's the bagel, they've bagels and soups and all of that kind of stuff. And they were the first people to put a donation up onto the platform, and we were very excited. And one charity went and collected it. And to be fair, that charity was actually really rooting for us and kind of almost did it as a favor. And they picked up the food, and they came back to us and say, look, it was really good food, but we traveled all the way across Dublin on a busy bank holiday or a busy Saturday evening to collect that, and it really wouldn't be worth it for us in the long term. So what we realized was that it needed to be local, and probably supermarkets, from the feedback from the charities, were the best option. So we had to regroup again, because our first attempt didn't work. And we started to approach retailers and got plenty of, no, we don't think that's going to work, or how are you going to make money out of this, and all of that kind of stuff. But our big break came when Tesco said, look, give it a try in a couple of our stores and see how you get on. And I suppose that was the big game changer for us, because we started with one store, and then we expanded to 10 stores. And then they said, well, try a store in Drogheda. So we had a big store in Drogheda. And then they said, okay, let's go for it nationwide. And the other retailers quickly came on board then, once they could see that it was working at scale. And then more recently, then we've expanded into other countries as well, using the same technology platform.
Now, you said that so well, because that was a massive journey. And can I bring you back, because relating to the students that are watching, they've been learning about prototyping. They've been learning about things going wrong and not giving up. You mentioned you tried different things. Some things worked, some things didn't. And then you realized that to scale it, it had to have technology. Failure is part of the game, isn't it? It's only failure when you give up. Otherwise, it's feedback. You learned an awful lot as you went through that, and the legal background with the little contracts would have helped, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I suppose it's more being familiar. Like, I hadn't a clue about contracts, but I wasn't scared of it at the same time. So yeah, I think failure, even now, we're nearly 10 years in, and we're constantly making mistakes. Across all elements of what we do. And it's really important. I would say at the start, it was quite hard on the old emotions when things didn't go right. And it was quite a journey in terms of the highs and the lows. One day you'd be like, this is excellent, we're going to take over the world. And the next day you'd be like, oh God, it's not going to work at all. Yeah. And I think over time, you have to probably learn that you don't get as excited about the highs, and you don't get as down by the lows, and it's a little bit more steady. But I think even learning that is an important thing to learn. And ultimately, you do learn more from the mistakes than you do from what goes well. And we had it didn't work first time. We still would have things not working. Like, we're intermediaries between the food and the charities. So sometimes a store doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Sometimes the charity doesn't do what they're supposed to do. And we're working together to try and make sure it's as easy as possible for everybody. But we constantly are learning and evolving. And it's hard on your resilience. But ultimately it's the ability to get over those knockbacks and learn from them is what's going to kind of propel you forward.
Yeah, super. So a quick shout out to all the students who are watching. If you have your mobile phone with you, we're going to be using it on a live quiz now shortly. But if you have a question for Evie, please put it into the chat. Francis has asked, how much food waste is there in Ireland in euros? What's the value of the waste that we're generating?
Yeah, so the EPA tell us that we waste about 1 million tons of food every year in Ireland. But it's very difficult to find out what the euro value of that is. So they reckon it costs about, for every ton, it's about 3,000 euro is the value of that. So that's quite a significant amount. So yeah, I suppose 1 million by 3,000. But I'm not going to try and do that live, whatever that total figure is.
It's lots of zeros. Yeah,
yeah.
Of zeros. And speaking of lots of zeros, you have really ramped up your activity, but internationally as well. So Waitrose, Lidl, and some of the Musgraves and all the big multiples, they're really getting on board with the sustainability that's required and recycling food waste.
Yeah, and I think that's something that for the students, the entrepreneurial students among you, it's while obviously climate change is is such a massive challenge, it also brings huge amounts of opportunity for innovation. So the team there, if you have any ideas in this area, like there is huge support for it from government, from industry, to really get on board with any new ideas, because we all have to work together to figure out how we're going to reduce the impact of climate change. So for us, yeah, we're working with all of the most of the retailers across Ireland. Then we have the 3 warehouses. So we would work with manufacturers and producers from small artisan producers right up to the likes of Kellogg's or Nestle or like Monaghan Mushrooms. All kinds of companies would have surplus for one reason or another. So the warehouses are very busy at the moment as well. And then another part of our story, I suppose, is that we scaled with Tesco in Ireland, and then their group CEO arrived over for a store visit back in 2014, and one of the store managers started telling him about FoodCloud, and he got really excited about it. And he said, well, we want that in England, and we are in the UK. And we were just after taking maybe a year and a half to scale across Ireland. And then the UK, the scale is so much bigger. Like there's more stores in Birmingham than there was in the whole of Ireland. So we looked at it and goes, oh my God, how the hell are we going to do that? So we actually partnered with an NGO that already worked in the UK and worked with them to provide the technology to 3,000 Tesco stores in the UK. And then others have come on board since then. So I suppose the lesson in that is that it's all about momentum. You know, once you start something, you'll find that there are weeks where things aren't going your way, and then sometimes you just get a boost, expected or unexpected, that takes you to the next kind of peak. And then Tesco also wanted us to go to their other markets. So recently we've expanded into Slovakia and the Czech Republic as well. So the technology is the main driver there, and then in Ireland the warehouses are what we're working on as well.
It's really fantastic to see Ireland was a test bed for FoodCloud, and you're starting to move out internationally on a big scale. A lot of the students would have got their little ideas, and then trying to turn it into a business is the viability part of it. And Marcella has actually asked me there in the chat, how do FoodCloud generate revenue? So how does it stay viable?
Yeah, so we have a kind of diverse income stream now. So the retailers pay a fee per store, which allows us to manage the platform. Then we actually do work with government on a couple of things. So one is an employment program. So in the warehouses, we provide employment to people who may be distant from the labour market, and that gives us some grant funding. We also deliver another project called Feed, which is a European food aid program, and that gives us another bit of income. And then the charities that get food from the warehouse, pay a small contribution. So that's another stream. And then internationally, the retailers pay to license the technology internationally. And finally, we have corporate partnerships and philanthropy. So the likes of, at the moment, say AIB would be a partner of ours, and we'd provide volunteering opportunities, but they'd also provide funding. So it's a hustle to have all of those different streams going. And as a non-profit, all of any surplus that we might have goes back into the business, so to keep the show on the road and keep investing and growing as well. So that it is varied and diverse, and it's a mixture of what we would call like traded income and then fundraising income.
So what I will do is I'm going to throw up your website, because there is a way for people to get involved. You have a little get involved piece on the website there, and volunteers are a central part. So, you know, a lot of businesses can have that social entrepreneur part of it, the social enterprise, and volunteering can be a huge resource that sometimes we forget can be utilized. You do that quite a lot, don't you?
Yeah, so we would say some of our partners, like in Cavan, we have a great network of stores and organisations, including, I think there was a mention of Brickens and Breffni College. We've been working with them, and especially over lockdown as well, we worked with the local development company up in Cavan. So there's a lot of voluntary work done at a local level with the charities that are working with Food Cloud. And then within our warehouses, then we have volunteer opportunities. A lot of corporates do it for their kind of workplace well-being and team building and all of that kind of stuff. And then we have some long-term volunteers who would work with us every week and do their bit with us as well. So it's great. It makes a very diverse work environment, and everybody really enjoys working together and something that they're really passionate about.
Oh, well, Avian, it's fantastic having you today, and thank you for telling your story. Before I let you go, I've one question. It's always my favorite question whenever we have somebody talking to the students on the Student Enterprise Program. I want you to think back when you were where they are now. Right? So if this was you, yourself, watching this live broadcast, what would you tell your younger self now? What little bit of a message would you give yourself?
I think as a young person, you assume that older people know better sometimes, or that you mightn't have the confidence to follow through. But I've seen, though, you know, from the montage and from talking to you over the last couple of weeks, those projects that are there as part of this program are extremely strong. And I would just have the confidence to go after it, because even if this particular enterprise that you're setting up isn't going to be your ultimate enterprise, you will learn so much from doing this. Like, there's not that much difference from setting up a jewelry company at this stage than there is in the early stages of setting it up, I suppose, as a entrepreneur out of school. So I would just really embrace the opportunity, because without realizing it, you're learning so much. And not to be like setting up a business is setting up a business. It doesn't matter what age you are, but it's going to give you so much experience. So I suppose my advice is really go for it and have confidence that the work that you're doing is important. And it is really going to stand to you, whether you decide to continue in the in this area of setting up your own business, or even entrepreneurialism, I think it's called. Being an entrepreneur within a company is what companies are really looking for. So my advice would be just go for it, have confidence in it, and what's the worst that can happen? If things don't work out, you're going to have a great interview question response for when you are interviewing for roles in the future. So there is really, I would just say go for it.
It's great advice. I'm going to bring Marcella in just because you are an absolute inspiration for any of the entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs here who are thinking about following in similar footsteps. Marcella, it's a leading light, isn't it, Food Cloud?
Yeah, thanks very much, Even, for joining us today. I'm sure you're incredibly busy, and a wonderful story of how an idea, and particularly a social enterprise, can kind of scale and grow, because sometimes people think it can be very limited just to the community. But I think yours is a perfect example of how a sustainable company can scale and grow at that level. And I was just curious to know just the digital platform. did you find that challenging, kind of getting that set up in the beginning? I know you had the company from Chicago that gave you that help, but you know, when you didn't have that background of IT, did you find that a bit of a challenge at the time?
Yeah, it is a challenge, and I think it's actually even a challenge to keep up to date with technology. And as a social enterprise, you know, you're not for profit, and investing in technology is very expensive. So that's our ongoing challenge. Like, I think we took it in baby steps. So we worked with an Irish consultancy that helped. We designed what we wanted it to look like, and they built it for us, and we had a good relationship with them. So that was our first step. And then when we were going into the UK, we realized that we'd have to bring it in-house. So then we started to do the technology ourselves. So we're on the 4th version of our technology platform now. So, you know, it was really baby steps in terms of getting it just to the level where we needed it to get to. And then if we expanded further, then we do another little bit. But yeah, it is a constant. The technology is very challenging for us because it's moving so fast, and to continue to keep on top of it and to innovate is very difficult. But I think it's across all companies in terms of technology. But in terms of being a social enterprise and trying to build a world-class technology platform, it's going to be a big challenge for us, you know, now and into the future as well.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Evie. And Marcella, thank you for popping in there. And we're going to watch this space and see where food clothes go to. It's taking over the world with something that's really important and helping towards our sustainability goals. Thank you, Evie.
Thanks, and good luck to all the students.
Yeah, thank you. They're waiting patiently now for the results, which we have one little thing that they're all going to get involved in, which is our live quiz, which we're about to do next. So thank you, Evie. And
thank you.
Cheers. So I mentioned the live quiz. So here's the chance to get your mobile phones out. We have a one for all voucher valued at €75, and we're going to give that away to one person right away. So take out your mobile phones, and we're going to show you how this works. So let me throw this up on the screen for you. So we're going to ask you to go to menti.com. So it is a website, menti.com, menti.com, and put in that code 72910756. So menti.com 72910756. And then what we'll be able to see is in the bottom right hand corner is a little heart. As you're logging in, if you click the heart, we'll see the little hearts explode, and we'll know how many people there are logging in. So menti.com, we're going to get you to log in there at 72910756. We're going to ask some live questions, and this allows you to put in then the answers. There'll be a league table. You'll see it all pop up, and eventually we will have a winner. So there we are. We've got 41, 42 people there all logging in. The hearts are flying. This is brilliant. Menti.com, menti.com, 72910756. And we'll see how many people we have logging in there. We might get into 3 digits yet. We've got 78, 79, 83, 84. It's exploding here at the moment. This is great. So I'm going to give it one more final call. Try and get as many people entered as possible. So menti.com 72910756. And that code stays on top of the window there all the time. And there we broke into 3 digits. We got 101, 102, 103 people there logging in. So you'll see your avatars are going to start appearing on the screen. Here we are. So only 75 little avatars will pop up. Make sure you put in your full name because and your correct name because if you win, you want to be able to identify yourself to your teacher to be able to win the prize. So 120 people. Brilliant. You know, I'll give it one more go. Why not? Menti.com 72910756. So 72910756, menti.com. Right, so let's do this. Let's go for it. Question 1, 5 questions to find a winner for €75 all for one voucher. Not too shabby. So here we go. Question 1, the faster you answer, the more points you get. What do you call a group of sheep? Are they called a gaggle, a flock, or a herd? What do you call a group of sheep? A gaggle, a flock, or a herd? The quicker you pick the right answer, the more points you get. So time's up. Let's see. 92 people said flock, which is correct, and 34 people said herd. It's a herd of cattle, not a herd of sheep. It's a flock of sheep. So well done, 92 people. Now let's have a quick look. After each question, you'll see a leaderboard. You will see who was the fastest answer received, and then those points then all add up, and each question they're all added up there as well. So Lucy and Keith and Hazel were the fastest. Dead heat, 967 points on that question alone, followed by Niamh Glennon, Tara McGovern, Niamh, Grania, Lee, Emma, Marion is a team there on 966 points. Daniel Lord, Shane McGee, and Ben Palmer. So that's question one. Let's see on question two and what that will do to the leaderboard. So question 2 of 5. Here we go. The faster you answer, the more points you get. What do you call a baby kangaroo? Is it called a Chandler, a Ross, or a Joey? All your friends, fans will know they're the three guys in Friends, but which one of them is the correct name for a baby kangaroo? A Chandler, a Ross, or a Joey? And the correct answer is Joey, of course it is. So 116 people got that right, but it depends on how quickly you answered it. So let's have a quick look and see who was the fastest that time and what it does then to our leaderboard. Keith B was the fastest, well done. And Keith is taking over command at the top of the leaderboard on 1941, followed very closely, only 3 points behind, by Hazel Williamson. And then we've got further 3 points back, Shane McGee and Daniel Lord on 1932 and Ava and Niamh on 1931. It's very, very tight. So you can see how quickly the leaderboard can change. So let's go for question 3 of 5. The faster you answer, the more points you get. Which of these counties do not border County Cavan? Sligo, Longford, or there's a blank there. So it's going to be Sligo or Longford. So it's a 50-50 on this one. Let me see what pops up. Which of these counties do not border County Cavan? And the answer is Sligo. Right? Sligo does not border County Cavan. Longford does. And thankfully, nobody went for the blank one. So that was a little bit of a trick one there. So it was a 50-50 out of the 3. So let's see what that does to our leaderboard. Who is the fastest and what happens to the points and who's at the top? So let's have a quick look. Fastest there was Eamon McEntee, and Eamon has bounced up there into 5th position. Well done. Hazel Williamson is taking over the lead at the top, followed by Niamh, Keith B, Daniel Lord, and then we have Eamon and Ava and Destiny. So we've got 2 questions left and it's starting to hot up. So the second last question, question 4 of 5. Here we go. The faster you answer, the more points you get. Which bird is known for having the widest wingspan? Is it the eagle, the seagull, or the albatross? Which bird is known for having the widest wingspan? The eagle, the seagull, or the albatross? Time's up. Let's see where that goes. Oh, lots of people went for the eagle. Lots of people, but it's the albatross. Only 29 people got that right. That's going to change the leaderboard. So let's see what happens now. With only 1 question remaining, what's going to happen at the top? So the fastest there, add them all up. And Eamon McEntee has bounced to the top, followed by Lend a Hand, Martha Spring, St. Breeson's Green Room. The team are there. That has changed everything. Owen was the fastest person to answer that and has bounced up to the top of the leaderboard. So let's see what's going to happen. Here we go. The final question to decide our winner for our All for One voucher valued at €75. Here we go. The decider. Where did the Home Alone family go for the Christmas holidays? In the movie, did they go to Paris? Did they go to Sydney? Or did they go to Coot Hill? Where did the Home Alone family go for the Christmas holidays? Was it Paris, Sydney, or Coot Hill? To decide our winner of our student quiz. Time's up. And it was, of course, Paris. 105 people got it right, but it depends on how quickly you answer the question. Let's see the leaderboard, the final leaderboard, and where we get our winner from. Let's see when it adds everything up together, puts them together. Here they're adding up, and The fastest was Eamon McEntee, who is our overall winner. Congratulations, Eamon. Well done. You are the winner of an all-for-one voucher of €75. So not too shabby at all. Absolutely. I'm going to bring in Francis there and welcome back. Well done, Eamon. There was some fast answering and fast finger work there, Francis.
There were some tricky questions as well, Noel. That one about friends or kangaroos.
Absolutely. And
Joey, Chandler, whatever.
You
That was
might be
tricky.
might be thinking of the show and not actually be thinking of anything else. But
Exactly,
I wondered did the man
exactly.
Home Alone go to Coot Hill? I mean, no one actually said he should have, but there you go.
Yeah,
Francis,
yeah,
we
indeed.
have our very first awards category. So I know the students have been waiting very patiently. So we'll give this a go. So you have their envelopes there with you. So can I ask you to find the junior category and the Enterprise Award winner?
Yes, and the winner is A Crafty Christmas with Solace, which is St. Clair's College in Ballyjanesduff.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Crafty Christmas by Solace. Well done. So Enterprise Award winner.
Kaja, Oisin, Katie, Emily, Cormac, Turlock, Gary, and Kieran. Fantastic. Well done to all of you.
Fantastic. And actually, I just got a message. Forgive me. Actually, I need to go back one quick one because it says one for all on the thing, but actually, it's a Cavan Chamber of Commerce voucher that Eamon's going to win, where you can spend in various shops in Cavan. So we're keeping it local and shopping local. So that's an enterprise in itself. So thanks for clarifying and apologies about that. It's a local Chamber of Commerce voucher, so you can spend locally in Cavan. So well done. Now, let's move on to our next award. It's the junior category. So if you can find the envelope, junior category, and we're going for the runner-up award on this one.
Boom. Okay, and the runner-up is Sweet Bakery, and that is Royal School. And congratulations to Lucy and Amelia.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Sweet Bakery, Lucy and Amelia, representing the Royal School in Cavan in the junior category, the runner-up. So well done. Congratulations. And then the winner's envelope for the junior category. Over to you, Francis.
And of course, just to prolong it a little bit, this winner will be going on to represent the county at the national events. So each winner of the categories will go on to the national. And of course, the winner is Eco Ego, and that's Royal School in Cavan. Well done to William and Daniel.
Congratulations, William and Daniel, from Ego going on to represent in the county in the national final in the junior category. So congratulations, well done. Now we have some special category awards, isn't that right?
We do indeed, yeah. And we'll be coming to those. Of course, we've got a couple more to go first before we get to those, Noel. But this one is the first one, yeah. The My Entrepreneurial Journey.
Yeah. So My Entrepreneurial Journey, the winner of this special category award, My Entrepreneurial Journey, is.
And the winner. That drum roll is catching me out every time, Noel.
I love it.
The winner is Antonio Regal Fish, and that's in St. Bricken's College. Well done, Antonio.
Fantastic. So well done, Regal Fish and Antonio Regal. That's super. Now we have an intermediate category. So we're on to the runner-up in the intermediate category. You have that envelope there, Francis, I think.
I do indeed, Noel. Yeah, ready to go.
I'll get the drummer again. Here we go. There he is. Catching out each time.
And the winner is Beads by T, and that's Royal School in Cavan. Well done to Tierna.
Well done, Tierna. So Beads by T, runner-up in the intermediate category. Well done. Congratulations. And the winner of the intermediate category, and as you said, also representing the county. So here's our little drummer again. Prolong it a little bit.
And the winner is Green Room in St. Bricken's College. Congratulations.
Congratulations, St. Bricen's College in Belturbis, Green Room, who is the winner in the intermediate category. And congratulations, and very well done. So the prizes will be on their way. Now, we have another special category award, senior, onto the senior level now.
And Noel, before I just all of the there are trophies going along with all of these for all these, the runners up and indeed the winners, and there's also some cash prizes for the winners. So there'll be lovely trophies being sent out to the schools once the awards are finished, so they can expect to receive those, and also a check from the local enterprise office.
That is fantastic. Yeah, it's brilliant. So it's super awards, not just a trophy, a little bit of a cash, small little cash token injection, and super. So the special category awards. So on to the senior level now. We've got the Innovation Award. So I'll see if we can get my little drummer out again. Here it comes.
And the award goes to Just In Case St. Bricken's College. Congratulations to Rita and Daniel.
Rita and Daniel, congratulations, Just In Case in St. Bricen's College in Belturbis. So very well done there. That's the Innovation Award. Now, we spoke with Evan earlier on. We were talking about how important sustainability is, and this has been recognised in another special category award, the Sustainability Award. Over to you, Francis.
And the Sustainability Award, let me just get the envelope here, goes to Easy Bakes Royal School. Well done to Pracy, Amy and Louise.
Congratulations, Pracy, Amy and Louise. Easy Bakes Royal School in Cavan. And Francis is actually going to take sustainability to heart, and he's reusing those envelopes that he's opening and putting them again. Absolutely. So well done. Another special category award, and we've seen just how creative our students have been this year. So this is a tough award to win because there's so much creativity. But the special category award for Creative Business Award goes to, over to you, Francis.
And the award goes to Tia Rings in Ballyborough Community School. Congratulations, Hazel and Elena.
Congratulations, Tia Rings, Hazel and Elena in Ballyborough Community School. And I think there we are. There's the guys live in Ballyborough as we speak. So well done. And we'll give another cheer from them there. So I'm going to ask you to take a little bit of a break there for a second, Francis. Catch your breath. You can reuse the envelopes now because we're all about sustainability, and we're going to have our teachers prize. And Marcella, you might just clarify. I might have just put the one for all on it, but it's probably another Chamber of Commerce voucher there as well. So let's put all the teachers on a little bit of a wheel, and we will spin it. So here we have. So here we are, all the teachers on a little wheel, and we'll spin it to see if we can find the winner of a €75 voucher. And it is, it just passed clean and it's gone for Karen McQuillan. So congratulations, Karen. You are the winner of our €75 voucher, and well deserved. And a big shout out to all the teachers today to say thank you. And actually, I know before we go into our final category awards, I think that is something we will pause and say thank you. And I might bring in Fanula and Marcella on this one as well. The teachers deserve a very special acknowledgement. They've been working really hard with our students, and especially on the adversity that we've had over the last 2 years. So Marcella, Fanula, you wanted to comment on something like that?
Yeah, I just want. Oh, sorry, Fanula.
Work away, Marcella.
No, I just wanted. I mentioned them earlier, Noel. I think that I really do want to thank the teachers most sincerely and the schools for committing to the program, because I do know they have a lot of other programs and initiatives to get through in a school year. So taking time to commit to this is most appreciated, and thank you very much to those teachers.
Yeah, and Fanula, you've been working very closely with them, and I know Jason and content and yourself and Francis have, but they really have embraced the spirit of the program.
Absolutely. And I'm delighted Karen won a voucher there. Karen's new to the programme this year in Breffni College there in Cavan. And should I say, they've been fantastic this year. They've been absolutely brilliant. And even, at the last minute, there was a lot of trade fairs cancelled. There was a lot of things didn't go quite to plan, but they still put in the effort and they still got their students over the line. And super well done to every single one of them. They all deserve a prize.
Yeah, fantastic. So we've come to our last categories, and I might keep you all on the screen if we can, because this is the senior category, and we're at the business end of things there. So Francis, I'll get you to take out your little envelopes again. So senior category, and we have in third place.
One Stitch at a Time, and that's Loreto College in Cavan.
Congratulations, Loreto College Cavan. One Stitch at a Time. Ella, Ellen, and Jan. Well done. Congratulations. So a prize and trophy will be on its way to you. So we'll move then on to, there's Loreto, guys. There they are. Shouting up and down, absolutely. The Battle of the Nuns. I love it. Brilliant. Well done, guys. So congratulations. Very well done. We're delighted there that you won that one. So the runner-up in the senior category.
And the runner-up is Advent Christmas Crafts, and that is St. Patrick's College in Cavan.
Congratulations, Jude and Luke. Advent Christmas cards, St. Patrick's College in Cavan. A huge congratulations there on the runners-up spot in the senior category. But the final awards, right at the top of the hour, we're 60 minutes in, and everyone's been waiting to see who's going to be representing the county in the senior category as the winner of County Cavan Student Enterprise Awards.
And the winner is, before I say that, Noel, can I just say this is a fantastic and worthy winner. I think the judges were very impressed with the quality of the products, the effort that the team had made and put into it. So I believe it's a very worthy winner, and that will be going on to represent Cavan along with the other category winners. So the winner is Jake's Family Trees, and that's St. Clair's College in Ballyjamesduff. Well done, Jake Mills.
Congratulations, Jake Mills. You are going on to represent County Cavan in the national final in May, with Jake's Family Trees representing St. Clair's Ballyjamesduff. A huge, huge congratulations to you. And that brings another year of fantastic entries to a close, but only in County Cavan, because now we're going on to take on the rest of the country in the national final in May. So, Francis, thank you very much. And Finola, thank you very much. I'm going to pass to Marcella, because I know you want to thank a few people just before we close out the session.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned a couple of them earlier, and I just want to thank Francis and Fanula and Colm again. And thank you, Noel, for hosting our virtual event this morning. Fantastic job. Thank you to all the students and the teachers. Congratulations on the work that you've done. And we wish the senior winner from St. Clair's and Ballyjamesduff all the best in the national finals. And we'll be rooting for you as you represent County Cavan. So thanks again, Noel.
An absolute pleasure, and I'm always inspired at every time we do this by some of the entries and some of the ideas, and you know, I think it's really worth. We'll have a quick look at the montage again, and then we'll close out the session. Stay safe, stay positive, keep innovating, and here are some of the results of your efforts this year. So well done. thank you very much for tuning in. We very much appreciate it, and keep supporting all the schools and your classmates in the forthcoming national final in May. Look after each other. See you soon.